Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan open. Chicago with the lead. Mike got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Tying run at second, 2 out. Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it and to the middle with the 15 to the 20, breaks free to the 25 to the 30 to the outside. 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the coast, 20, 15, Hester 5. Oh! Touchdown!
Toward Bryant. He will glove it toward Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Shawn and Maya in the morning on this TGI Mickey Ficky Friday. It's the weekend, baby. And I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. If you're not following us on Facebook, come on, man. You know the deal. Go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button. Now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. But wait, there's more. That page, not only will you be following, Sports Zone Chicago, but you'll be following Shawn and Maya in the morning as well. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel, excellent. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real, come on, go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button, but also click the notification button. That's the little bell right next to it, and that'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. Get it? Got it? Good. Now, if you're watching this on our mobile app, yay. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. Come on, man. We have our own mobile app. Stop playing. So go to wherever you get your apps from. It doesn't matter if it's iTunes or Google Play, Amazon, Walmart, Kmart, 7-Eleven, Zayre, Zemsky, Macy, Montgomery Ward, Woolworths, Weebolts, Gold Blasts. It doesn't matter. You go there, you type in Sports Zone Chicago, you download it, you take us with you on the go. So not only do you get Shawn and Maya in the morning 3 days a week, not only do you get our other live shows throughout the week, not only are they archived there like they are on Facebook and YouTube, but I'll tell you what, we give you a slew, and I mean a slew of articles, thanks to my man Clarence Council III. Big up to Clarence for keeping you abreast of all articles Chicago sports related. Now, I'm having a little bit of technical issues over here. It's frustrating. Now, if you're watching this on a Roku channel, yay. I like that kind of party. Man, Sports Zone Chicago, we have our own Roku channel. So if you have a Roku television in the house, do us a favor. Download Sports Zone Chicago's channel to your television. Okay, put it there next to Netflix, Hulu, Max, HBO Max, Apple Plus, Prime, Stars. I don't know, man. When's the Tommy one coming out? Book 4. This final season of Book 4. Anyway, I digress. Download Sports Zone Chicago channel right to your television. You can watch us on the big screen. Hell, run the big screen right, Mickey now. Now you can also tweet this show. You can tweet us at Sports Zone Shy. That's CHI at Sports Zone Shy. But if you want to follow me, just me personally online, you want to know what I did? Let me tell you what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. If you want to follow my lovely co-host Maya Kai, you can follow her on Facebook and Twitter at the Sports Chica. If you want to follow her on Instagram because you're an IG and you do it just for the gram, well, just follow her at Maya_Akai. It's MAYA_AKAI. Man, we got a great show for you, but I need you to get interactive. So whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or our mobile app, leave a question or comment on that platform. It'll come up here in the thread. We'll put it up on the screen, incorporate it into the show, and that, my peoples, is what makes this the best morning Chicago sports talk show around. And that's you. So bring them all, baby. Questions, comments, smart ass remarks, because ain't nobody scared over here. And like The Rock said, baby, don't sing it. Just bring it. Let's check the chat because it is jumping already. That's what I'm talking about. My man Cornelius in the house. What up, what up, what up? Sports owners, let's go. Let's freaking go, baby. Good morning, Cornelius. Levette Lee's in the house. He says, happy Friday, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, snap. Jay Grizz is checking in early. That's what I'm talking about. Bear down. Happy Friday. Blessings to all. Jay Grizz in the house. My man Armando Emeterio Lara Jr. My man Junior's in the house. What up, Papa? Thank you for tuning in. Junior and Grizz got this little thing going. We used to do art in our huddle. That's pretty funny. You do it in the chat. That's hilarious. You guys are nuts. Michelle Walls in the Mickey Ficky house. Said a Mickey Ficky TGIF. Bear down. Man, you know it, baby. You know it. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this week's game as well, like you are. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to it. Plank is in the house. He's checking in. Good morning, Papa. He says, happy Friday morning, sports owners. Bear down. Plank is in the Mickey Ficky house. Black Diamond in the house. Good morning, Papa. He's checking in early. That's what I'm talking about. Top of the morning. Just heard Tyreek is doubtful, so Jalen going to have to step up. Yeah. And I'm not sure if Terrell Smith is I don't think he went either to London. So we got to find out what the situation is for the cornerback position for us, because that's kind of huge. King Booker World checking in. What up, baby? How are you? It's Salute Chat and Shawn. What's up, Papa? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. James Ford in the house. James Ford. He's out. Are you talking about Tyreek Stevenson, Black Diamond? Is that who you're talking about? Being out for the game. You talking Tyreek Stevenson or Terrell Smith? Tyreek Stevenson? Ah, okay. Well, we're gonna have to go to work. We gotta see who else is able to. You know what? If I'm a cornerback and I'm excited. I'm excited, and here's why. First of all, we got a phenomenal defense. We got a phenomenal pass rush. Okay, we've been getting home, putting pressure on the quarterback on a consistent basis. Jaden Johnson's on one side. They're not going to go to him. They're going to come at you. So guess what? You got work coming. And if you're a DB, and if you guys play DB in high school or college, and you guys do that, the one thing that the DBs want, you want work, right? You want work. And so whoever it is, whether it's Jaden Jones or Blackwell, you're getting work. Because they're not going to throw Jaden Johnson basically shut down one side of the field. In cover 2, in man, doesn't matter. He's basically shutting down one side of the field. So, quarterbacks and coordinators are going to go to they're going to go to the other guy, the other side. And if you're a cornerback, you better welcome that. You better welcome that. This is what you want. You want the ball thrown your way. If you don't want the ball thrown your way, why are you in the NFL? And then you got those boys up front. Yeah. Black Diamond says Cornelius is true. However, Peterson, I can guarantee, will go after whoever is covering Thomas Jr. Oh, that's the other kid from LSU, right? Thomas Jr., the one we talked about in the draft. Yeah. Oh, he's a stud. He's a stud. Well, he was a stud in college. We just got to see, but we don't want to make him a star this week. That's for damn sure. We ain't trying to make him a star anyway. But anyway, listen, we got a great show at 9:30 at the bottom of the hour. Our man Fred Pfeiffer is going to join us. We're going to talk Bulls, baby. The Bulls started their preseason schedule the other day, their exhibition schedule with a big win. We talked about that on Wednesday. All right, they play again. We're going to talk that, and we're going to talk. I liked what I saw. Excuse me. I liked what I saw a lot from this young team, this athletic team, this athletic. I just said young athletic. But the energy that these guys played with the other day is something that I like a lot. And we're going to talk to my man Fred Pfeiffer from the Big Red Bus at the bottom of the hour. All right. So let's get right to it, guys. You know how we do the first segment of every show. It's called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. What's the hat? Top of the morning to you. What's the hat? Top of the morning to you.
Oh, there we go. There we go, you son of a biscuit. Took you for a second, but we're here. Let's see. Which way do we go? Which way do we go? Which way do we go? The first top of the morning topic. Yeah, tonight the Blackhawks. The Blackhawks travel to Winnipeg tonight to play the Jets. Puck drop is at 7 p.m. Central Time. You can catch that game on Chicago Sports Network, the new network, CHSN, or you can listen to it on their flagship station, AM 720. The Blackhawks dropped their first preseason game, but I'm not worried about it. Actually, not the preseason game, their season opener. The Utah Hockey Club. They were the Arizona Coyotes, but Arizona didn't want them, and so they relocated. Their games were abysmal. My guy lives out in Arizona, so when I go to Arizona, I usually stay with him, and he said they're just abysmal, and they moved them to Utah, and the people in Utah love it. They love it. They love it. They love it, and they're happy to have something else to catch. They got the Jazz there, but also now they're going to have the hockey club. You got a lot of people there in the winter skiing. Tons of people fly to Utah to go ski. All right, Salt Lake City and the other surrounding towns and areas that you can go skiing. Great skiing up in Utah. And they wanted something else. They wanted something to attract and other people more. They wanted more people to get there, and they did. So great thing by the NHL to move the team to Salt Lake, to Utah, and give them that community another professional sports team. All right, but the Blackhawks are busy. The next top of the morning topic: the Blackhawks face the Edmonton Oilers on Sunday, so they got a back-to-back. You got a Winnipeg. They're at Winnipeg tonight, and they're at Edmonton on Sunday. Connor Bedard versus Connor McDavid. Two of the bigger names in the sport. Connor McDavid, obviously, is more established. Superstar. We hope Connor Bedard can get to that point in his Chicago Blackhawks career. Moving on to the next top of the morning topic, the Bulls host the Memphis Grizzlies mañana, tomorrow night at the United Center. Tip-off is 7 o'clock Central. You can catch that game on Chicago Sports Network. What are they going to do with the other one? Or you can listen to it on their flagship station, 670 AM. So the Blackhawks tomorrow will be on Chicago Sportsnet Plus. You know how they had NBC Sports Chicago Plus? They have Chicago Sports Network Plus. They'll have an extra channel, so they'll be on there tomorrow. The next top of the morning topic, MLB playoffs. The Cleveland Guardians beat the Detroit Tigers last night to force a Game 5. That game was crazy yesterday. Let me tell you, this baseball has been so fun. So fun. All right, pinch hitter David Fry had a go-ahead 2-run homer in the 7th, then bunted home an insurance run in the 9th. That helped Cleveland force the deciding game 5 against the Detroit Tigers. You know, that was That was one hell of a game, let me tell you. Again, baseball playoff postseason baseball is exciting. And the Yankees, they advanced to the ALCS by beating the Royals 3-1. So we had 3 teams from the NL Central in the divisional series. You know, it would have been crazy if we had 4. But my White Sox definitely weren't ready. Not ready for the playoffs this year. Yumolo, huh? Yumolo, let's see. King Book of World says, Utah Hockey Club, what's up with these names? What's next? The Vegas baseball players? No, so they didn't have enough time. They didn't have enough time to come up with a name and to market it properly. So they said, no, because they needed a name to market it. They needed a mascot. They needed all this stuff. And apparently, they didn't have it in time. So what they're going to do is for this season, and this season only, they're going to be the Utah Hockey Club. They said that they will have their name, their mascot, and all the logos ready for the 25-26 season. So next season, they'll be ready with all the proper mascot name and everything. So yeah, but that is crazy. The Utah Hockey Club, like this ain't soccer. This ain't soccer. Plank. This King Book of laughing at King Book of World because the name is so uncreative. What would have been so wrong about keeping it Coyotes? There's a lot of coyotes in Utah. I don't know if there's a lot of coyotes. But you know what? Utah kept the Jazz. Remember when Utah left New Orleans? Because for those of you who don't know, those who are too young, the Utah Jazz, they started in New Orleans. So now you see why they're New Orleans Jazz. It makes sense, right? But like they moved to Utah, they kept the Jazz name. Utah has nothing to do with Jazz. So I guess they could have kept the Coyotes, the Utah Coyotes, because Utah kept the Jazz name when they moved the basketball team. Yeah, they were the New Orleans Jazz, for those of you who don't know. For all you young bucks out there who didn't know, they were the New Orleans Jazz. And before they moved to Salt Lake City, before they used the Utah. The King Book of World, you're a fool. You're on fire today. Man, they in Utah, all they have is time. I figured they should have been able to come up with a name. I hear you. But apparently not. So the Utah Hockey Club it is for this season and this season only until the 2025 season. I'm sure in the off season they'll unveil it, or right before they'll unveil it with their logos and all the other stuff, because they got to get the swag made and all the marketing stuff and merchandising and stuff. So it'll probably be made right after the Stanley Cup Finals is when they'll probably come out with the name. So well, listen, we have to go to break, but on the other side of the break, we're going to switch gears. We're going to talk little Bulls basketball, baby. The Bulls were flying out. They were running up and down the court. Man, it only took them how many? 6 years, 8 years to get younger and more athletic? Is that how long it's been? I'll tell you what, I liked what I saw with these youngsters. I will tell you that. We're going to have my guy, Fred Pfeiffer from the Big Red Bus. He's going to join us. We're going to talk some Bulls basketball. So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
calling. Few will earn the title. United States Marine. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
How do you take care of your mind health?
For my mental health, I meditate in the mornings.
I have my dogs. They're the best.
I just find ways that help me just relax.
Finding things that make me happy, like being close to my family.
I meditate a lot and read books.
I have hobbies outside of the game. I'm able to switch off. I'm able to turn my brain off from the game of basketball.
Your mind health matters.
Your mind health matters.
We are looking for a few heroes, mentors, trailblazers, innovators, a passion to change lives, spark curiosity, open hearts, and awaken minds, help students answer the question, who am I? This could be your calling, but this is no job. It's the journey of a lifetime. Be a hero. Be a teacher.
Mental health and learning disorders don't discriminate. 17 million children and adolescents in the United States live with disorders like anxiety, depression, ADHD, and dyslexia. Less than half get the help they need to thrive. Help the Child Mind Institute change these children's lives. Visit childmind.org.
Sensational, wasn't it, Serena? As here's Zach LaVine, he'll fire, hangs on the rim, has deflected a number of times. Nick Vucevic guides it in.
Team bonding, and getting off to such a good start. Like I said, you got all these veteran guys who are accountable, like we talked about. It's just going to pay dividends.
I think it was even better with the with the rebound. He'll dump it back to the sumo. Yet Darius couldn't enjoy the Paris festivities as much as he would have liked. In Stockton, he's on a two-way contract for a season at Duke. Was zealous now. Twists inside.
Brad, you don't need to see it.
I need to see it.
You don't need to see it.
You'll be seeing it.
Was it a twerk off? Was it one of those deals? I got to see this.
There was I'm happy to report there was not a single twerk. Boy, wears the green shoes out here tonight as Bernard steps back. His shot is blocked as Phillips got a piece of it. Phillips dunks.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning at Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of Bally. Yeah, we didn't get the Chicago Sports Network feed. That was from Bally. But I liked what I saw. There was a lot that I liked liked from that team. So we're gonna talk with my first guest. My first guest is a good friend of the program, and he's from the Big Red Bus. And you can find him on Twitter at CBE Fred. Guys, let's welcome back to Shawn and Maya, Fred Pfeiffer. Fred, what's up, buddy? How are you? Oh, you're on mute. You're on mute.
Can you hear me now? I'm sorry about that, buddy.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No biggie.
Oh, man.
It happens to the best of us.
My bad, bro. My bad. It's awesome to talk to you. Great to see you again. I'm so excited. Bulls basketball is finally starting up again. I saw a lot of good on that game the other night, but I also saw a lot of bad. Unfortunately, most of the bad had to do with the starting five. So hopefully we can turn things around. But I expect this year to be a pretty difficult season. But in big picture, that's a good thing because this draft is absolutely loaded. And we need to be in the top 10 or else we hand over our pick to the Spurs.
Nah, that wouldn't be good. So talk to me. What did you see? I liked the athleticism. I liked the youth, the energy you saw in the clip of coming out of break. All right, block shot, toss it up, for the Julian Phillips, was it, for the dunk? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Get cheap baskets like that. A lot, dude. What is Terry doing? Where's he been? Like, he had a nice steal, hand in the passing lane, like Dalen Terry. I'm like, all these guys are really, really, really. I'm not putting them in the Naismith Hall of Fame by any stretch. Come on, but I'm saying a lot of these guys have really improved. They've taken craft seriously, like professionals, and I like it.
Yeah, I'm going to hold off on celebrating Dalen Terry until I see that he can prove they can hit from the outside at a consistent level. I mean, as a guard or perimeter player, you just have to be able to shoot at some modicum of, level of acceptability. And he shot it at 23% last year from three, which is less from this previous year at 25. So I want to see more from him on the offensive end. I agree with you defensively. He's one of the better players on his team because this team has potential to be an defensive just abomination. I'd like to start with that, though, Shawn. I'd like to get your opinion. What I saw in the first preseason game is I saw Io outplay Giddey. I saw Buzelis outplay Williams. I know it's just one game, and both of those players are coming off of injuries. So let's not make this a big deal, but I do think it's a potential issue. It was a potential. To me, it's always been dangerous to just hand out starting spots to guys who've proven nothing. Yeah. If you look at Williams last year, he was completely outplayed in the preseason by Torrey Craig, and then he lost his starting spot after 10 games of just absolutely awful basketball to start the season. So, Buzelis, I thought, was a real bright spot in that game, and if he continues to play with such an aggressiveness that we've never seen from Patrick Williams. I know he's only 19, 20, 21, 22. He's 23 now. I mean, I don't know how long we're going to keep on giving these excuses for him. Like, I think that's potentially a really chemistry damaging event. If you're just giving out starting spots to guys that are consistently being outplayed by bench players.
Yeah, I don't subscribe to that theory either. Like, you got to earn it. You got to earn it because everybody in the locker room knows. Like, there's one thing you can guarantee, and I'll tell you this: guys in the locker room know. Like, they'll know if you earn it, if you earn the spot or not. They'll know if you deserve to play starting or getting your minutes. They know, all right, because they're putting in the same work, as you are, if not more. All right, because especially these young guys who want to play, they might even be putting in more work because they're trying to get the eye of the coach so they can get some tick. So no, I agree with you. Handing out spots like lollipops, that's not a good thing, and it doesn't. It's going to ruin the camaraderie on this team. It's going to ruin it because if he takes my spot and he's sucking a joint out and I can't get in, I'm gonna be a little pissed. I'll be pissed at him and I'll be pissed at the coach. So that could take a very, very negative turn for this Bulls team. One of the things I did see, I did like what I saw from Giddey. I had never seen him before. I'd never really paid attention to him. He had a couple of nice plays. He looked okay. But go ahead.
Okay, can we let's start on Giddey. So, I really wanted to warm up to this guy. I was opposed to the deal when it first went down, and the fact that the Bulls weren't able to get additional draft assets for a player who finished the year coming off the bench, who asked for a trade when he was told that he's going to be coming off the bench for Oklahoma City Thunder. So he requested the trade, and we were only able to garner him. We didn't get any other draft assets from a team that has too many to use.
Yeah.
So that angered me greatly. He's a very good passer. He's a solid rebounder. And there's talent there that could potentially benefit a winner. But defensively in this game, Shawn, I encourage you to go to my Twitter handle and look at a couple of the videos I posted yesterday. That just wasn't bad. It was completely unacceptable, the defensive end. I mean, I've coached teams that were young players, youth teams, and that kind of level of effort would have been benched without a second thought. I mean, just staying in front of your man with showing some level of resistance, those are basics. So I know Giddey's not a top-tier athlete. He's nowhere near it. I would argue if you're swapping out Caruso for Giddey, you're getting younger but less athletic because he's nowhere near the athlete that Caruso is. But that said, I mean, they play different positions. I get it. He's not a natural defender. He doesn't have the athleticism to be a stopper. But he was a turnstile, and it was embarrassing, and I highlighted at least 4 plays that were his fault. You really need to have a perfectly constructed roster to make this work with him. And one thing you definitely need is somebody in the back to protect him. We don't have a rim protector. We have a rim presenter. I mean, Vucevic was a joke. He was a joke at the end of last year. He's 34 years old. He's a great guy. It happens to everybody. He gets slower. He can't move his feet at an NBA level anymore. And you saw that with a couple straight line drives from Mobley when Vooch got switched out onto him, where he just blew by him like he wasn't even there. So, I mean, I think this starting unit, if we keep with it, I think it has the ability to be the worst Chicago Bulls defensive unit I've ever seen. Like in the history of the organization, it can be that bad because there's only one guy who's as a one-on-one defender is above average. That's Williams. Everybody else is below average, at best average. Some poor and Giddey and Vucevic. So I guess my dog agrees on that. Sorry.
He's second. He's giving you a second. I hear him. I'm looking at it, and hopefully hopefully they can come together as a defensive unit. But that takes time. That takes a little bit of time. It helps when you have a stud like Caruso to kind of be your player coach and get people moving around. But one of the things that I love the athleticism. The defense. I'll have to go back and look more, study more on the defensive end. I was just happy to see that we had people running up and down the court. I just happy to see that we had people, youngsters who are probably going to be on the Windy City Bulls and not make the squad, but blocking shots and shooting it out to a guy breaking out. Like, that was exciting to me. I'm like, this is not the Bulls that we, unless you're dealing with the Lonzo Ball Bulls, 17 years ago when he played with us. That we didn't have that. I just liked that we looked a lot like a team that can handle athletically, can stay in games. All right, good, decent defense. And but like I said, a lot of the guys that were making those plays are guys that are probably not going to be on this squad.
Yeah,
they're probably going to be in. They're going to be on the Windy City Bulls, but it gives me somewhat encouragement to know that if someone gets hurt, like, you can always go down there and grab these guys and say, you know what, here's what you did. You block shots and you're an energy guy. I need you to come up here and block shots to give me energy, give this team energy. And we have a reservoir of players to do that. But like I said, they'll probably start in the G League, which is okay. But I just like that pool that we can choose from.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely have Phillips is an incredible athlete. Terry's a very good athlete. We definitely have guys at the back end of the roster. I think Buzelis is a very good athlete that are athletic,
nice,
that actually can play at this fast speed. But we still have at the center position a big anchor who's not meant to run. We still have, the situation. We have too many guards. Io needs to be starting. Io is the best perimeter defender on the team right now, in my opinion. He's even better than Williams, and he's definitely better off ball. You saw as soon as he came in the game, he forced 2 turnovers that led to easy baskets. Like, I think Io's got to be inserted in that starting lineup, and there's no room for him. You can't just bench Zach. He's earned that spot with his career.
Yeah.
And Kobe, you can't bench Kobe. Kobe's phenomenal. So, like, I'm there's no one who's more positive on the Bulls than me, but I'm just going to put this out there for everybody. This is going to be a very difficult year. If you look at 19 out of the top 20 teams in the NBA last year in three-point percentage made the play-in or playoffs. There was only one team that did not, and that was the Nets, who were 18th. The Bulls were 20th. 9 out of the bottom 10 teams who did not make the playoffs or play-in were in the bottom 10 for three-point percentage. The only team that made it was the Orlando Magic, who were 22, and they were out in the first round. You have to hit the three-point shot in today's NBA. The Bulls just sent away their best three-point shooter last year in Caruso, and they got Giddey in return, who's never been able to hit a broadside of the barn. I mean, we saw the air ball 3 in this first preseason game, which is going to haunt me for a couple weeks. So, I mean, like, we can't shoot outside of Kobe and Zach. It's going to be a really long year, and defensively, like, as I said, this has got a chance to be horrible. But it's good because we need one of these top players. I mean, this draft class is insane. So, we get one of these guys, and suddenly in 2 years we're cooking with gas.
Okay. Lonzo Ball is back. Won't be playing back-to-backs, which is understandable. Give me your thoughts on him being back and how that could help this. Is that if you're trying to get one of these teams like intentionally tanking for one of these guys, you know, is that counterproductive to have him playing?
No, I mean, I don't expect a lot from Lonzo. The fact that he's merely at this point, I think, is a great success story, and I'm very happy for him because, you know, it's what happened to him, a really good player who just basically had his career cut short. It's happened before, but you know, I don't expect much from Lonzo at all this year. And I honestly, even if he has a fantastic year, this is the last year of his contract. Do you feel great about re-signing Lonzo Ball? I would never even just let him walk. So my hope is that he somehow performs to a level that allows for him to be traded at the trade deadline to a team that's in contention. That's my hope. So I don't expect him. We have way too many guards and some very good guards, and Kobe and Io that need time ahead of Lonzo. It's just he's not in the long-term plans for this team. So I don't really think I want to see him take major minutes, and I don't think we will. I mean, he's still there's a lot of question marks about whether or not this guy can play a lot. So excellent player, great passer, but unfortunately, this was a devastating knee injury that I think is going to significantly, cause his overall value to decline.
Guys, we're talking to Fred Pfeiffer from the Big Red Bus, talking Bulls basketball here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Give me your thoughts on Zach. Zach came a little more, I don't know, he had a little more aggression in media day. He's kind of like he was done with all the bullshit. I was like, oh, Zach, okay. Looks like he's like, we're not gonna go. You hear all this stuff, you're not unless you hear from me or my people. I was like, oh, okay, Zach. You know what I mean? Zach seemed like he grew up a little bit. He came out, was on the offensive a little bit. And give me your thoughts on Zach. I mean, he's most likely going to get traded. You know, it's kind of it's the worst kept secret in the NBA. People just the Bulls just want to make sure that he gets out there to show, so they can trade him. What do you see happening with Zach? Does he get moved at the deadline? Does he get moved during the season or before that? Do the Bulls eat some of his contracts and make it more appealing to somebody? How do you think that departure, this breakup ends?
Well, I think there's zero chance of the Bulls eating any of his contract, and I don't think they should. Zach LaVine is still in the prime of his career, and people forget due to what happened last year with the injury. Zach LaVine's an awesome basketball player. He approaches 50, 40, 90. He's incredibly efficient. He has a lot of skills that are needed in today's game, and the ability to hit the three and the ability to attack the rim and punish a spread out defense. I know there's a lot that people are disappointed about with Zach, but I think he's a good guy. I thought he handled that press conference as well as you possibly could in a very difficult situation. If we go back to the summer, there's something that was kind of glossed over in the Bears haze. But we had a member of the front office give an interview to Jamal Collier, an ESPN national columnist, and say basically that Zach LaVine was a loser and that he should just come in and comply with what we want. It was one of the most horrific, I think, egregious examples of whoever that person is in the front office needs to be rooted out and let go. You don't give that type of comment to a national reporter who then repeats it. Your complete communication to any reporter should be, we love Zach LaVine. We want him to be part of the team. He brings tremendous value and efficient offense. You don't demean a player you're trying to trade, who then just repeats that to the entire basketball universe. It's insane that the Bulls, someone in that front office provided those comments to a national ESPN columnist. So that said, if I was Zach, and you could tell he was furious, not only that, his agent was furious, who's arguably the most important, influential agent in the NBA. It makes it less likely that teams would look at the Chicago Bulls and say, I want to go there. It was a horrible statement, and I encourage everyone to go back and look at it and tell me what good did that do?
Yeah, when they're in the Chicago's never been a destination point for free agents. All right. That's been back to the 90s. All right. We're going on 30 years of this shit. You saw what he's, back to the breakup of the dynasty to, other, free agents just not wanting to come here for whatever reason. The micromanaging of just the bad business decisions that we've had with Gar Pax for a long time. Yeah, that's definitely a debilitating situation with that.
Yeah,
that
well,
comment that was,
Shawn, I will say though, it was a 10-year anniversary actually of the Bulls signing Paul Gasol, when every winning team in the league wanted to sign him. And not only did he sign here, he took less money to come here. Like, I think Gar and Pax are really unfairly maligned also as like just completely incompetent, when it's absolutely not true. They drafted extremely well, and they did get some significant free agent signings. They didn't get the big ones. There was only really one big one, and that was in the summer 2010. But every free agent they signed in that summer, outside of the big three, were excellent signings. Boozer, it was an underrated signing for this team. I know he didn't play great defense, but he was a fine offensive player. And Kyle Korver was one of the best signings in the history of this organization. And unfortunately, the ownership caused him to go to Atlanta. They did not want to go into the tax, and so we let him go. But again, I'll go back to the comment. I'll actually read it. I have it right here. Team source said about Zach LaVine, he's never won. He's done it his way the whole way and never won. If he's interested in winning, he'll do what's asked of him. If he's motivated not to be here, one way is to come, be compliant, and be who he is. Like, regardless if you agree with that quote, first of all, it's not even true, because I'm old enough to remember 2 years ago that when the Bulls won 46 games, Zach LaVine was the second best player on that team. So whatever. But you'd think, oh, let me see. That's the front office that got Vooch. And I looked it up. Oh, lo and behold, Vooch is like 5 years older than Zach. His career winning percentage is about the exact same as Zach. So you think in a million years they would ever say anything about their precious acquisition of Nikola Vucevic, who's never won anything, ever? No, they never say it, but they say that about Zach LaVine's appalling, man. And it's a really bad reflection on this front office, whoever that individual is.
it's not surprising that this it really isn't. Not with this organization. You know, either organization that Ryan Zorf owns, those things don't surprise me. They just don't. They don't. Billy Donovan, talk to me about him. What do you expect from him? You know, I like Billy Donovan I think he's a great coach when he's dealing with a younger team. But like we said, a lot of those guys that we saw are going to be in the G League. How well do you think Billy Donovan does this year with a lot of the returning starters, with veterans? You know, P. Wills in his 10th year, and he's 22 now. You know, he's been there forever. So how do you think Billy the Kid does this year on the bench?
I think this is going to be the most difficult year of his coaching career. Billy Donovan has done a lot of magic with some teams I didn't think were very talented on the defensive side of the ball and got them in the top 10. This team, the talent on the defensive side is horrific. And I think if he even gets it, I would be shocked if they're somehow better than 27th in the league in defensive efficiency. He deserves Coach of the Year consideration, because there is no talent on the starters just the front court. It's going to be an abomination. I'm telling you, it's just going to be a layup line. So I feel for Billy a little bit, to be honest with you, because he's also then balancing this issue that I talked about, where the front office sent away their best trade asset in Caruso, and they got this player in return, Giddey, who, Shawn, if I had to ask you one, I want to illustrate something here. Josh Giddey is going to be the center of this offense. He's going to be the highest usage player. What do you think you need to put around Josh Giddey to win? What would you say?
Obviously 3-point shooters.
Let's stop right there. He played at Oklahoma City last year. Oklahoma City was the number one team in the NBA in terms of 3-point percentage. Did not work there. Like, I think that's my biggest issue, is why didn't it work with a team that had all this talent? The Bulls are never going to be able to put around him anything better than what Oklahoma City has. So my counter and my concern is that I don't think you can win with Josh Giddey, seriously. He's too poor on the defensive end, and he's too bad of a shooter. And, you know, I know he's a great passer, but Shawn, like, to me, the best playmakers have gravity. I encourage everybody listening and you after this call to go to YouTube and Google Suns Nurkic Giddey. And you will see a play last year, or a series of plays, where the Suns just put Nurkic on their center, and he didn't leave the paint. And watch what they did. And I think you're going to see that continually over and over again, unless they're able to get unless he's able to demand more of attention out at the 3-point line. If you're not attracting that much attention, it's hard for you, no matter how good of a passer you are, if you have so little gravity, to create other opportunities for other players. All that said, Kobe White is awesome. I think Kobe White is going to take another step. I think he's going to be an all-star this year. So all the negatives are going to be countered by how good that kid is. And, I'm looking forward to watching him play. But that's about it. I got to tell you, that first half, it set basketball back 20 years on the defensive end. I can't even believe how bad it was.
Yeah, I caught the second half when most of the youngsters were playing. So, and all the vets were on the sideline. That's why I was excited.
Yes, Shawn. Go back and watch that first half, and try not to make your eyes bleed, because it was horrendous. Check out my Twitter feed. Look at those videos I highlighted. It's going to be a long year, but it's going to be a really long year. It is. So, but that said, the prize is Harper's kid. You see this kid at Rutgers? There's like 7 kids in this draft that would have been picked number 1 this year. So It's a good year to be bad.
Okay. All right. Well, one of the things that talks to me about Matas, I liked him. He's got a little swag about him. And what I saw from him, I'm like, I see another potential Lowry Markkanen. If he can live in a weight room, puts up with 10, 20 pounds, in, obviously not in 1 year, but over a couple of seasons, because the kid's still 12 years old. Was he 19, give or take?
Yes.
So
he's 19 years old, 12 years old. Exactly.
Yeah. You put him 2 years. We saw how Lowry lived in that weight room, and he noticeably came back bigger and stronger every year. He just kept getting hurt. If this kid gets in the weight room and noticeably gets better, dude, that fadeaway jumper from the lane was nasty. Yeah. And you saw that, and he's got that, and Stacey said he's got that dog in him. He's got that dog in him. You saw the one he was going to dunk it, and he lost control of the ball. I was like, oh shit, he was going to flush it. And then on the break, he flushed it at one. I was like, I like this kid. He's got that attitude, that moxie. And, that got me excited. Watching that young man with his attitude, his moxie, his mentality got me excited, because that's Chicago basketball. That you could tell, okay, that's Chicago basketball. I don't give a, you're who? I don't know. I don't give a damn who you are. I'm coming hard. I'm going to the hole. I'm taking you to the hole. I'm backing you up. You got me? I'm going to step back. All those things are stuff that I haven't seen in a long time from a youngster, and we got one of those. Got one of those. I'm not putting him in the Knicks Hall of Fame, but we got a guy that we can build around. You got a guy who will put some weight on him, get him some confidence. Imagine a couple years with him and Kobe in his prime, and Io in his prime. But this youngster, I'm liking it. I'm liking this tonight. Talk to me a lot about Matas, man. He got me fired up, dude.
Well, I agree 100%. He's got the aggressiveness that I think is imperative for a superstar. Like, you need to have that. Like, I want to dominate. I want the ball. He has zero fear when he's out there. To me, like, kind of the exact opposite of Williams, who always tentative, always passive when he was 19.
This guy's more aggressive than Williams, and Williams has been here for 8 years already.
Exactly. But I will say, in defense of Williams, he's an excellent outside three-point shooter, and that's where I think Modest has to get better. So last year he shot 27% from 3 in the G League. He shot 23 or 25% in the summer league. Like, that's the key part of this kid's development, because if you're not able to, again, the whole league right now is basically, can you hit the 3 and extend a defense, and do you have players that punish an extended defense? The Bulls never, under this front office, have never been able to get that part 1 done. They don't have enough good three-point shooters. And, so like his development, I do agree with you. Like, I feel like if he can get that piece at least to an acceptable level, like 35%, it's going to open up everything. And I do love Io. I do love Kobe. I do love Modest, and whoever they're able to draft in this draft. Those are 4 players that you could see growing into something special, especially if it's like they get a Cooper Flag or one of these bigs that's out there. Mm-hmm. My goodness, it could be something really cool to see. But I agree with you on Modest, man. He's got athleticism. He's got he impressed the heck out of me in that game yesterday. And I said this too, like, he played better than Williams. Williams was terrible. Oh, yeah. Williams was a minus 18 in like 12 minutes yesterday, or 2 days ago. And he was 3 turnovers, He looks like exactly like the same player he's been for 5 years. You know, he's got nothing else but defending, shooting the three, which is all good. But that's what he is. He's a role player.
Hey, Fred, great stuff as always, buddy. I appreciate it. Do me a favor, let everyone know where they can find you and your work online.
Yep, go to Big Red Bus on all platforms. Do Big Red Bus Bulls, and you'll find the show I do with the Podfather at Doug Tonis. And then Chicago Bullseye, of course, which I post not as often, but we do shows occasionally for Chicago Bullseye. And then on Twitter, that's where I post most of my stuff, which is at CBE Fred. And you can see a couple of these videos I posted of the defense in the first half. I mean, man.
I'll go back.
I'm trying to forget about it. Hey, it's preseason. They're coming off of injuries. Let's enjoy it. Let's have fun. Like my good friend Big Dave says, I want this team to be fun, bad. Play fast. Not going to win a lot of games, but you're going to see some progress. And hopefully by the end of the year, you see improvement from the younger players. Shawn, it's always awesome to see you, man. You're the best. I love your show. And I'm honored every time you ask me to come on.
Thanks, Fred. I love having you on, buddy. We'll talk soon.
Take it easy, bud. Good seeing you.
See red. Guys, that's Fred Pfeiffer from the Big Red Bus talking Bulls basketball with your boy. Yeah, it's crazy. You know, it's crazy. I have to go, like I said, I caught the second half. So it was, I got to go back and see what he's talking about with the defense and the shooting and the poor shooting and everything from the starters. But basketball is a thing that we love here in Chicago. We love it here in Chicago big time. And, you know, it's a basketball town for all intents and purposes. You know, we produce a lot of football stars. Man, Chicago's a basketball town. It's a high school basketball town, but even to be able to have like a good college team here, like this is where DePaul would really feel. You know, we had one for the year. Loyola had the magical run. Northwestern made it to the tournament every couple times, once or twice in their Collins, but we don't have like DePaul was our team. Like DePaul was our team. Like many of you, if you're old enough and you remember the Mark Aguirres and the Teddy Grubbs and the Skip Dillers, the Alice Comegys, the Kenny Pattersons, the Rod Stricklands, all right, those guys back with Ray Meyer and then Joey Meyer took over. You remember those days? Like Chicago was the shit. DePaul was it. And then they had the little resurgence with Coach Kennedy, and he brought in Q and Bobby Simmons. They attacked the public league again and had some of the top public league players. We need that again. We need that. Like I don't understand what's going on with our schools. Chicago alone, the Chicagoland area, I'll stay in the city. Chicago alone, you can fill 5 or 6 spots from every school in the state. U of I-State, Northern, Southern, Eastern, Western, DePaul, Loyola, Northwestern. All right. You can fill each spot with 3 to 5 Chicago kids from the city alone. I'm not even talking the suburb, not even talking the Chicagoland area. I'm talking the city. If you give me the Chicagoland area, come on, man, we could go 5-7 deep in every team. The one thing that I loved, if you remember the Flying Illini, if you're old enough to remember the Flying Illini back in '89, I'll never forget them because I lost a bet. I had them in the pool. But everyone, and Kendall loves to talk about it, and rightfully so, everybody on that squad, down to the ball boys and the water boy, from the state of Illinois. Single one of them. Every single one of them. So we got to do a much better job of keeping our kids in state. Go to U of I, go to DePaul, go to Loyola, and we're doing it. We St. Rita's Vic Law. He just graduated from Northwestern a couple of years ago. He was there for 4 or 5 years. Loyola has getting a couple kids, and the one thing I like is you're getting some public league kids there, which is good. I like that. I like that a lot. But yeah, I love basketball. I'm excited to go to a couple games this year. And I know I hate Reinsdorf because he's a jagbag for what he's doing to the Sox and the Bulls, but man, once this roster's set, I want to see how they play. I'm already set to go to one game. What? It's the 11th. Was it November 11th? Something like I think so. Yeah, I think it's November 11th. And oh no. I'm trying to think of. Yeah, I think it's November 11th. And I'm going. I'm excited. I can't wait to see this team. I can't wait. It's going to be dope. It's going to be dope. But listen, let's take a break. On the other side of the break, we'll get into some Bears talk. I'm fired up about this weekend. The Bears give a chance to go get their third victory in a row. And I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. All right. I'm liking the development. We're going to talk about the development. We're going to talk about some other stuff. The stadium issue. They doubled down on it again yesterday. So keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
Hi, guys. Hey. Hi, Megan. Hey, Jessica. Megan, you're a tramp. Brian Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He said your breath smells like garbage. And he almost puked. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? Your makeup makes you look like a clown. That zit is huge, zit face.
Hey, bud, what you doing?
I'm playing with cars.
Cars? Can you show me what a car does? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a second. First of all, this is a school zone. So you need to put down your cell phone, stop texting, and let's get to driving. Now you're coming up to a stop sign, right? You need to slow down and stop before you hit that Y line. I want you to look left, right, left. You don't want to get hit by a car going on your left, and to your right to make sure you don't get sideswiped by a guy coming from your right. You're coming, and you see a crosswalk. You better slow your horses down, because the #1 rule of driving is always yield to pedestrians. Now stop, pull over, and you are done driving. Gosh, what do they teach you kids in school nowadays?
Second down and 6. Williams play fake. Now throws wide open. It's DJ Moore, the former Carolina Panther, is in for a Bears touchdown. 34 yards. Williams to Moore.
finally connected last week against the Rams, and this is the matchup that everyone was looking for. J.C. Horn going against DJ Moore. He thought that he was going to pass off this receiver to somebody else. Instead, everybody's playing.
Panthers must cross midfield, get to the Bears 49 for a first down. Dalton wrapped up. Down he goes. From the 47 on first down. Across midfield, it's Swift.
Nice tackle.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of Fox. Those are the boys on Sunday, and I'm fired up about this Sunday. Man, I am really, really, really fired up. I'm really fired up. Cornelius Squalls, man, it took you down memory lane, huh? So those are some great players, some great teams. We were definitely the basketball mecca of college basketball in those days. Yes, we were. Yes, we were. And think about all the people. All the peoples. Like, you got to remember that Chicago is so – there's so many people who make it to the NBA from Chicago. You don't even realize it. Like Aaron Williams. I went to Xavier down in Nolens. All right. Suburban kid. All right. Not really. And he wasn't really a big time name. He wasn't a Jamie Brandon or Marcus Liberty. You know what I mean? But he did his thing. Got to the league. Stayed there for a long time. Like, we have a lot of guys who go under the radar and are like role players in the league. And that's dope. Like Taylor Hucker Thornton, Taylor Horton Tucker. That's what it is. Kid out of Simeon. All right, he's on the Bulls now. Or he's on the, he's trying out. He's got a, I'm Cornelius. Those are the good old days. And we need to get back to that. Chris Collins has got to get in there as well. Like, he got the kid Vic Law from St. Rita. If the academics are an issue, then just stick with the private schools. All right. Or, if the kid's good in a lot of kids a lot more kids are better students, which is imperative. Okay. They understand. And, you get a lot more kids who can make the grade, because Northwestern's not an easy school. It's not an easy school. All right. It's a very challenging school academically. Okay. And so, as long as the kid's able to handle that, you got to look at the classes he had, the maturity level of the kid. But I would love for Chicago basketball, college basketball, to be here, to be infested with Chicagoland players. Every squad. I but I digress. We got some Bears talk, baby. Bears are in London now. And one of the things that I thought was great, because I don't know if you guys heard, but the Jacksonville Jaguars, first they were delayed. Why they wanted to wait till Thursday, I have no idea. I know they're going to be there 2 weeks, because they play this week, they play us on Sunday, and then they play again next week. If you're wondering why Jacksonville plays out there a lot, Jacksonville is the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars owns is it Wembley Stadium? Or is it Tottenham Hotspur Stadium where we're playing? He owns one of the stadiums out there. And so it makes sense. But they're going to be out there for 2 weeks. Or I shouldn't say 2 weeks, 2 games. 2 weekends. And so it's, you're dealing with a hurricane that was one of the most destructive hurricanes in over a century. Okay. You know what it's going to do. We've seen the pictures of what it did to Tampa Bay Devil Rays baseball field, their home stadium, their dome stadium. We saw it rip the cover off, drone and aerial footage shows. You can see right through the top of the stadium, and a lot of the roof is on the field. Why wouldn't you plan earlier? I know you're in Jacksonville, and I don't think you caught the eye of the storm, but you're in Florida. So their flight got delayed. Apparently they're finally there. Obviously pushing everything back. This is an advantage, Bears. This is another week where I'm going to, excuse me, this is another week where I feel if the Bears give them the proper respect that they deserve, they'll blow this team out. They will blow this team out. And one of the things that I think that I'm starting to see, you're starting to see the leadership qualities of Caleb. All right, you're starting to see the leadership qualities of Caleb. All right, DJ Moore, for his first interview over there in London, he talked to him. When they spoke with him, he talked about Caleb getting bossy. Getting bossy. I'm telling you, my own personal opinion, I still don't think DJ likes this kid. Still don't think. Just the way, the things that he said, the way that he says them. Like when he talked about, he goes, we still look at him as little bro, which I get. That's nothing derogatory. Little bro, you're 22 years old, 23 years old. Yeah. All these guys are 27, 28 and more. Keenan Allen in his 30s. Okay. But when he said, he's like, yeah, little brother, he's yelling at us, and we're like, hey, listen, who are you talking to like that? But then I think he kind of had to back it up a little bit because he didn't want to make it seem like he doesn't like him. But I just get the feeling he doesn't like him. I just do. Call me crazy. But he said, Caleb is really harping on the details, which I like. When you're gonna leader, you're and he's a captain. He's a rookie captain. All right, he's harping on the details. He understands that the details are what's going to make them successful, very successful. And I like that. And I know he's young, but he also understands that he's the face of this team, probably going to be the face of the league very soon. And as a leader, your job's not there to make friends. Okay. First, you can't just talk the talk. You got to walk the walk. And all reports from the day he got drafted to now have been about him walking the walk. He's down. He's all about winning. All right. He's having throwing sessions with the guys. And now that he's the captain, leader, he's getting on their tail. And I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, we need our quarterbacks to be able to run shit and to have the respect of the team, which I think he does. I don't think that there are people who don't respect this kid. I think this kid has earned it. He's been in the building for a long time. He's one of the first ones there, one of the last ones to leave. That's what you want with a rookie quarterback who has to learn this whole system, a new system, and to get everybody on board. I love the fact that what DJ was saying, how he's coming at him at the offense, trying to get it right. You gotta have it. I played with plenty of quarterbacks, 3 quarterbacks in particular that were like that. Tom Chacho when I was at Holy Cross. First team All-America. Paul Ohm with the Chargers and George with the Thunder. And quarterbacks ran it. They ran it. And if you didn't like what happened, we're going to run it again. There are plenty of times where you see, and DJ talked about, if we're not in the spot we're supposed to, he'll tell us. If we're not doing this, he'll tell us. And that's what you need, because you need to be on the same page. And the fact that Caleb's doing this as a rookie is phenomenal. The fact that he's doing this as a rookie shows his dedication to this team and how bad he wants to win. You know, when it's very easy for a rookie to kind of sit back. Remember when he first got here, he said, I'm a rookie. He goes, right now, he goes, I'm not saying anything. I'm watching the veterans. I'm keeping my mouth shut and my ears open. I'm watching the veterans, following the veterans lead. But at some point, he's like, okay, I need to lead. And some things probably aren't going the way that I like. And he spoke up. And I liked it a lot. That's leadership. That is straight up, unfiltered leadership. You know, I'm looking forward to this game because I want to see the chemistry. The one thing, he hit 6 receivers last week. He hit 8 receivers the week before. If he gets hit between 6 to 8 different week, man. And that's what I want. I'd love to see from him. That's the next thing. Stay consistent in spreading the ball around. I mean, although I do think you need to target Keenan Allen a little more. And I hope Keenan Allen really steps up to the point where he is Mr. Third Down. You're gonna have to triple team his ass on third down because, you know, unless someone's open deep, which could be DJ Moore, but unless someone's open deep, he's looking for Keenan Allen on third down. And I'm okay with that. I'm more than okay with that because you need a security blanket. Cole Kmet's been that guy, which is fine. But Keenan Allen's excellent at finding soft spots in the zone. He's been that way his entire career. Use a veteran like that. Okay, use a veteran like that. Not the type of guy who's going to catch the ball before the sticks and try and get it. No, you run your route past the sticks. So when you catch it, if you're tackled, it's a first down. If you're tackled, it's a first down. So use that. He's got to do a better job of using him. But this is a further. Now we're getting more practice in games, because the only way to build chemistry is through games. All right, practice ain't gonna get it done. You can get on the same page in practice, okay, but the way you build confidence is through success. Through success, you got to have successful plays. And this is another game where I feel that they're going to have successful plays on the offense. You know, I'm wondering, one of the things I'm wondering is he going to continue, and I'm talking about Shane Waldron, to use big boy Doug Kramer in short yardage situation? What's the status of Kari Blasingame? And no offense against Kari Blasingame, is about 250. He ain't 300 pounds. You get a 300-pound guy with a head start. Now you're moving some shit. Now you're moving some people. And is that going to be their go-to on short yardage? I hope so. I hope so. The next thing I'm also concerned about is that O-line still. Like many people. Probably going to be right guard again. Okay. And if he is, and Nate Davis is healthy, that speaks volumes. It means they've soured on Nate Davis. That's what that means. King Booker World said that's the version of the Bears version of the tush push. Man, because he goes up there and I like it. And Roshan Johnson knows. Roshan Johnson follows him on that first touchdown. He fell on him. He came through. Like, that's following your lead blocker. I'll tell you from experience, running the ball, when you got a lead blocker who mows people down. I was very fortunate to have 2 of them. Tony Bell and Mark Micah. Shout out to Tony Bell and Mark Micah. You got guys who paved the way, man. So as long as they consider that, and here's the thing that I think they need to do. Jacksonville has a horrible defense, horrible pass rush, horrible run game, horrible pass defense, horrible. So what I need them to do is I need them to run the ball. And you're like, wait a minute, you just said they had a horrible pass game. Yeah. I need them to run the ball, beat them over the head with the run, and now throw that ball all over the field. Because you saw what happened last week. And you know this, if you're smart football people, the run, when you establish the run, so many different things open up off of that. Just think if Waldron had figured out his goal line stuff earlier, the Bears would be 4-1 from Cornelius. Yeah, and I'll tell you what. Remember, I told you I would give him 4 weeks. I liked what he was doing after 4 weeks, and after 5 weeks, I really like what he's doing. Now I need to see it consistently. Now I need to see it again. These screens are going to destroy defenses. DeAndre Swift and these screens, holy shit. DeAndre Swift on these screens is deadly. Exciting as hell for whoever's team he plays for, and for now, for us, it's the Bears. But my goodness, that dude is he is a problem. He's a Mickey Ficky problem when he gets that screen. And it's set up because he's zigging and zagging. He got caught at the one, and they left him in. We were talking the other day. I'm like, oh no, during the game when he got knocked out at the one. I'm like, are they going to bring in Roshan? Like, they can't bring in Roshan. They can't bring in Roshan. They cannot bring in Roshan Johnson for the touchdown vulture. They can't do it. I was like, Swift got him down there, and sure enough, they left DeAndre Swift in, and he scored. I'm like, they can't do that to my man. They can't do him like that. That was nuts. But yeah, Black Diamond, you said it. That they already have soured on Davis. When Bill Murray gets in before you, yeah, you cooked. Yeah, you're right. Bill Murray didn't do a bad job. Roberto Ramirez checking in. Thank you, Papa. He says, be consistent. Run the ball hard and let Caleb go no huddle now and then. Keep defenses on their heels. More passes to Allen. Yeah, I agree. Just what I was saying. Get Allen more involved in the game, but run the God-blessed ball. Run the ball. And this is what I'm more than okay with. Let him be the game manager. Because there's going to be plays where he takes over. There's going to be plays where he he makes something happen. If you run the ball, there are going to be plays to be made downfield because we have receivers to make the plays. We have the Keenan Allen. We have the DJ Moore. And for some reason, I don't know why, I have no reason to base this. I feel Roma Dunze has a good game this week. I feel Roma Dunze step out. Maybe it's a coming out party for him. I don't know. I have no reason. There's no evidence to show it. I just have a feeling Roma Dunze has a game. I hope I'm right. That'd be dope. But I still want to see DJ Moore eat. I like DJ Moore. He is completely underrated throughout the NFL. Cornelius Squall says, when Tevin comes back to the Bears, moving the right guard and the O-line will really cook. We're really cooking with gas. Yes, Cornelius, that's a phenomenal idea. Get his ass to the right side. Him and Nate Davis. I mean, him and Nate Davis. Oh my God, him and Nate Davis. That's crazy. That's a Freudian slip. Him and Darnell Wright on that right side with Doug Kramer in the back. Come on, man. You go short yardage, you have Tevinjenkins, Darnell Wright, Mercedes Lewis on the line. You have Doug Kramer, Roshan Johnson in the back. Come on now. And you run the ball to the right side. Come on now. Roberto's like, I'm at their way. I'm with you. Yes. Rome needs to get off this Sunday. You know, I get fired up, baby. I get fired up when I talk about the Bears because I love this game so much. I love my Chicago Bears so much. Mr. Shorty's in the house. Good morning. Thank you for checking in. He says, can we please send some flowers to Bill Murray 2.0? Looks like we found our starting left guard. Yes. Move him to left, Tevin to right. Game, set, match. If I'm not mistaken, we've already given Nate Davis majority of his money. So he definitely won't be here next year. Really, I'd be super duper duper surprised if we saw Nate Davis here next year. Your brother, you got it, Papa. Jenkins, Wright, Lewis, Kramer. Come on, man. We're coming at you. My man coming at you. Hey, you know what? I got you. And sometimes it plays out this way. Okay, sometimes it just has to play out this way, and that's I would have liked for it to have worked. So I really would love to be 4-1 right now. I really would like to be 4-1. We gave that Indy game away. We gave the Houston did everything in their power. They gave us that game on a silver platter, and we refused to take it. Indy the same thing. And remember earlier in the year when I was like, dude, they could go undefeated. I'm like, I won't go that way because everyone's like, no, come on, you're crazy. You're just being a homer. I'm like, those 2 games that we lost, they were there for the taking. But that's a young team searching for a leader, searching someone to step forward. I get it. Carlito's way. I love it, Roberto. I love it. I love it. Oh man. So yeah, that's what I'd like to see on the offensive side of the ball. Shane, good job last week. Good job of keeping them on their toes. Let's continue that. Let's impose our will. And that's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see Shane Waldron, which is why, to me, I think it's important that you establish that run game by getting Tevin on the right side, getting him at right guard. Him, Darnell Wright on the right side. Come on, man. Come on, man. That's the power side. That's the power side. And then have the guard pulling around. If you go power G to the right. Yeah, there's a whole lot of good that can happen from that. And everything, what happens off of the run when you establish it, now you have the tight end pop. Now you got the digs. Now you have the outs. Now you have a whole bunch of different things, the quarterback boots, the nakeds, all these things, the play action that play off of this run game because you're gashing them on the ground. This is what I say when I say give them the respect that they deserve. All right? Don't think because they have the worst pass defense that you're going to start passing. All right? The thing about it is you do things your way. If we establish that run, and when you establish the run, everything opens up off it. And you can get your passes. You don't have to throw the ball 45 times to get 300 yards. You can go 25 out of 29 for 335 yards, 3 touchdowns, and no picks. Because you got yak, or you just have big plays. I don't know if Roberto wants to know what's the starting line right now. I don't know if Tevin practice was going on a while ago. Brad Biggs was on earlier. and he was talking. He was saying that Tevin should be practicing today. So if Tevin practices today, then I really, really think they put him to right guard. Put him to right guard, leave him there, and call it a day. Call it a day. Bill Murray, Pryor, those guys. Bill Murray put him, at the left guard. He didn't play bad there at all last week. Luis Mejia in the house. Good morning, Papa. Luis says, coffee or Bloody Mary for the Bear game? Bloody Mary. We'll be at Output, 8 o'clock. They open up at 8. We'll be there in our pajamas. It's a pajama party. Cornelius, yes. If they're bad stopping the pass, they'll be even worse if we run the ball. You're damn right. Ant Mosh checking in. Good morning, buddy. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, Cornelius. I tell you, you're gonna get a lot of big chunk plays if you run the ball. And later in the game, you play action, quarterback naked, quarterback boot, quarterback waggle, get him out, get this guy running crossing routes. Mr. Shorty said, we watched the All-22 last night. Bill Murray did not have one bad play. Good. Bill Murray left guard, Tevin right guard if he's healthy. On the defensive side of the ball, Jaquan Brisker's out. He didn't make the trip due to being in concussion protocol, which it sucks, but it's not the end of the world. You still have Jonathan Owens. You have Byard back there, who's a vet, which is why you got him. Okay. And then with Tyreek Stevenson out, Jalen Jones, Josh Blackwell. But here is where your mental reps take over. Here's where Jalen Jones or Blackwell, whoever's going to start, you have to understand that you may not be the starter, but you're one play away from getting in. And they need to understand that I should probably study. And I'm not saying they haven't. I'm not saying that at all. Maybe they have. But you got to study what your guys do, what the first teamers do. Is not just sit there and watch them and go, oh, look at it, and sit there and have actually a sideline seat for the game. No. You got to watch them. You got to try and get in the flow of the game from the sideline. What are they doing? How are the receivers? All right, if they've done that, they'll be fine. Because this pass rush, they're getting home with 4. They're getting home with 4. And I like it. Gervon Dexter is a monster. When I said, I gave you reasons why Gervon Dexter was going to make that step. Everyone says, well, we haven't seen it before. We haven't seen it. I'm like, no, we haven't. I said, but I'm telling you why. I'm telling you why Gervon Dexter is going to take this next step forward. Well, I want to see it. Okay, we'll just wait and see. But let's not act like I didn't tell you. Let me act like I didn't back up. Why? I didn't just say, well, I think Gervon Dexter's going to have a good year. Why? Because he's going to have a good year. That's not what I said. I gave you the reasons why. He was switching from a one gap to a 2 gap, from holding his man up to penetrating. How he started playing better last year toward the end of the season. He's getting bigger, stronger, faster, although he's gotten more svelte. He's basically lost all his baby fat, is what it was. And that dude can move. That dude can move. And some guy, they got a new defensive line coach, some guy named Eric Washington, who's supposed to be pretty damn good. And I give him a lot of the credit for this because it's not just Gervon Dexter that's having a great year. Billings is having a great year. DeMarcus Walker's having a great year. Austin Booker, when he's in there, you see him around the ball a lot. And, of course, Montez Sweat. So, yeah, I'm not overlooking Eric Washington at all. Because a wise man once said, coaching matters. Coaching matters. And Washington has a way of getting the best out of his group. Look at the Buffalo Bills at Oliver. Jay Grizz says, Superback, who's responsible for lack of stopping the run game inefficiency? Reason I ask because I know that Billings and Dex have excelled at rushing the passer, so who's allowing backs to run? Well, that falls on them too. That falls right on them. That falls on them. They got to do a better job of penetrating and plugging a hole. It starts up front. Starts up front. So if you're being blocked, because they're going to double team Billings. This is where Gervon Dexter's got to do a much better job, because you can only double team, maximum 2 people. You keeping 5 in for protection, 6 in for protection. You got to double test Sweat. Double test. You got to double team Sweat. You got to double team Billings. Which means DeMarcus Walker. Which means you got to keep a tight end in. And tight ends better not be able to hang on to DeMarcus Walker. Or, sorry, son. And then maybe your guard stays with Gervon Dexter. Gervon Dexter, if you let one guy block you, man, that's got to stop. King Book of World said, man, I'm going to try and make it to Output. Want to meet y'all in person. Hey, come on up, baby. Come on up. Doors open at 8. Game kickoff is 8:30. Got some of the best steak and eggs, man. Whew. So I'll be there. It's pajamas. If you got any pajamas, wear your pajamas. Bear slippers or something like that. I got some Bear slippers. They're size 11. Somebody gave them to me. They're size 11. I haven't even worn them. I'm taking them out of the box. Well, I tried them on, then I put them back in the box. I'm like, I might wear those. One of the things that I was concerned with, is how this backup cornerback, defensive back, how's going to respond. How's he going to respond? Because you know they're coming at you. You know they're coming at you. That's simple. Come in your robe. I'm telling you, they said it's a pajama party. It's a pajama party. It's funny. It's a pajama party. And oh goodness. No, I was trying to find. I think they even had a flyer for it, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, there is. So what I'll do is I will. Here we go. So here's, if you guys want to meet me up there, by all means, feel free. I'll be there. I'll show you the flyer. But I was there yesterday. I was there yesterday. So here's what they posted here. Chicago Bears Breakfast Pajama Jam, Sunday, October 13th. Doors open at 8 a.m. Service and game start at, so we call it Sunday service. For those of you like, what do you mean service? We call it Sunday service. Sister Anna is the bartender. Father Paul is one of the patrons. But yeah, be there at 8. So we're not gonna get too tore up tonight. I mean, on Saturday, they're not gonna get too crazy on Saturday. So I want to be there by 8 o'clock when they open, so I can get my spot. I do need some pajamas though, some Bears pajamas. You know, yesterday they did some interviews. What's really cool is one of my former players has press credentials, which I think is really awesome. I feel I'm so happy, so proud for him. So Joe Lewis is the young man's name, coached him at Curie, and he was one of our offensive linemen. Him and his brother do a podcast as well. He's over there. I was happy for him. But they were interviewing Kyler Gordon, excuse me, I said Tyler. Kyler Gordon, and also they interviewed Ed McCaskey and Kevin Warren. Michael McCaskey, sorry. I think Ed was his dad. Michael McCaskey and Warren will talk to the media. And one of the things they talked about, Kevin Warren brought it up again, and Michael McCaskey doubled down on it. Talked about, they said their main focus is the lakefront for their stadium. That's what they're saying. Roberto, yeah, come on down, baby. Come on down. It's going to be good. But the shorty output is my buddy Sports Bar. They have the best wings in the city. Multiple awards to confirm that statement. 1758 West Grand Avenue, Grand and Wood in Chicago, right down the street from the United Center. Sunday they open it. I just showed you that one. I think it's got the address on there too. Yeah. No, yeah. Sunday, doors open at 8. At the bottom, it's the 1758 West Grand. So I'll be there around 8 o'clock when they open. Like I said, get my seat. I don't know if I'll have one of my seats. I have one Bears jersey. One that's customized. It says Sierra on the back. So if I have that, you'll see it. Otherwise, I'll probably be at the end of the bar with all the loud fucks. All the people, all the regulars. Probably eat my steak and eggs. That's for damn sure. That's for damn sure. 8 o'clock, 8:30 in the morning. Yes. But I was talking. So they're talking about the lakefront. They're talking about they still want the lakefront property. All right. Michael McCaskey talked about yesterday in his presser. There's 3 more sessions of local government, 3 more sessions that they can get the okay from. They got to get it within one of these 3, otherwise it's not happening. But Kevin Warren, this is all him. This is all him. This is why they hired you. This is why they hired you, because of your involvement with the Minnesota Stadium, U.S. Bank Stadium up in Minnesota for the Vikings. And they figured you were the I know he wasn't the point man on it, but he was number 2 or 3 in charge. So this is you, Kevin Warren. This is all you. He's talking about they're trying to get something. They want to keep it there. And I forgot who I was telling the other day. Oh, my cousin Demetrio, or my cousin's husband, Demetrio. We were at his house last weekend for a going away party for one of my little cousins. He's getting deployed. A non-military assignment. So we're there, and I'm talking. I'm like, I don't see it happening, but I still would love. I wish they could pull the rabbit out of a hat or pull something crazy out of their ass and keep this team on the lakefront. Just keep it on the lakefront. I just think it would add to the city, and I know all the pitfalls. I know the parking sucks, access to it sucks. All right, what about tailgating? I don't think they care about tailgating. That would take a hit. You have to go to 31st Street lot, a lot across the street, 31st Street lot and the McCormick lot. Especially if the renderings that we saw before are the ones they end up using or going with. Remember, it's all grass. They keep the columns up, for the Soldier Field now, but all that gets hollowed out, and that's a park and grass. So that would be interesting if that's how that, because then that could be parking, but again, friends of the park or a son of a gun. But they're also talking about the Bears are willing to put in $2 billion of their own, but they still need $2.7 billion to finish the project. Politicians aren't going to be ready to pass off on, we'll get you $2.7 billion. Why? My question is this: why would you not go get private funding? Why not? You can see. Here's why. You can pay. One, you can take a loan out. 2, you get private funding. Who did I say? Michael? George McCaskey. One of the McCaskies. The one who's in the parking lot all the time. George. Well, why not use private funding? If you're billionaires, you got billionaire friends. You have billionaire friends. And you can say, hey, listen, it's a loan, we'll pay you back. You realize, you plan to hold this thing for a while. Yes. I want to see how much each. Yeah. So NFL teams received $13 billion, or just over $400 million a piece. You can't pay back a loan with that? You can't pay back a loan with that? And obviously, you're not going to pay all of it up front. No. You're going to amortize it over 20, 30 years. 10 years if you want to get crazy with it. You know, if you want to do it, do it. Hey, you see Reinsdorf and the Wurzes are trying to put the 1901 project together with all private money, $7 billion. No, $5 billion. Excuse me. About the same thing as the Bears situation. Get private funding. You don't give them a part of the team. You're going to loan them the money. Use it as a loan. You can pay them back with all the profits. You get $400 million a year. $400 million a year. It only goes up every year. I hate to break that to you. It's going up. Think of how that could affect. I mean, you have all kinds of money. Cornelia says, I would love for the stadium to stay in Chicago, but with all the obstacles, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think so either, but I would love it. I'm telling you, I would love it. This is Shorty said, it's so stupid to keep it in Chicago when they own Arlington Park, not the effing Park District. Damn, this drives me nuts. Yeah, but they would own their own state. They would own the stadium. No, I think the city would still have something. Shorty says Bears would have their damn stadium paid off in 5 years like Minnesota did with the land they own in Arlington Park. But no, let's rob the Chicagoans of their money again. Yeah, Michelle, it's cheaper to build a stadium there, Arlington Heights. I agree. Well, I don't know about agree, but I mean, I still think Arlington Heights is where they're going to end up being. But I'm just saying, I would love for them to keep it here in the city. I just would. Come down to Chicago because I'm thinking about the benefits. Like I'm not going to Arlington Heights for a concert. I would barely want to go there for the Bears game. But downtown Chicago. That, my friends, is another story. That, my friends, is another story. You're an idiot. My guy Junior says they should move to Dalton with the super mayor. For those of you who don't know, the mayor of Dalton got indicted for stealing money. The Chicago lakefront is iconic. I get it. I know. And that's part of me wants to say that. Trust me, I get it. The best business decision is to go to Arlington Heights. You don't have to tell me that. I'm not naive to that fact. You got the land, you build however you want, whatever you want. You build a little park, Chicago Bears Funland. It's not a stupid investment. No, it's not. If it's yours, it's not a stupid investment. Because you own it, and now you open up another stream of revenue. Because it's not just from September to January. There's concerts. There'll be concerts when the Bears are away. The Bears are away for a week. There'll be a concert Saturday night, the night that they're out. The weekend they're out, and they're in wherever across the country. So the park district will have no hands in the pot. No, I don't know. I don't know if they will or not. And I know you're talking about Soldier Field is over 20 years old, and they still owe $89 million. Yeah, I get it. From a financial point. I get it. I understand it. But here's the thing: is like, why do they still owe that? No, they wouldn't be renting it, Shorty. No, they wouldn't. But why do they still owe that? You make $400 million. Aren't you paying that shit off? You made $400 million the last couple of years. 380, 390 a couple of years before that. If you can't come up with a couple mil, You can't come off with 10 mil, 20 mil. I mean, you only owe him 89 million. 20 million for the last 3 years. Off of 300 plus million, 350 million. You give up 20 a year. All knowing that once it's, you know what I mean? Like it just doesn't make sense. I hope they're paying him off. So I don't know. So not only did Kevin Warren say it, but then again, George doubled down on it. So again, is this just jockeying for position? It might be. But hell, the Sky got their shovels in the dirt yesterday, a lot sooner than the Bears stuff. I'm telling you, having it there would be amazing. You know, again, the parking would be not ideal at all. Wouldn't be ideal at all. And again, if you go to Arlington, well, hell, you have the land to build a stadium, the parking, that's all yours, McCaskies. I get it. That's all yours. And the city of Arlington will be able to put a city tax on it. So they'll be making their money too. Just don't feel like trekking out to Arlington Heights. I just don't. Call me crazy. I've been called worse. So I don't know. As the Bears turn, soap opera on the lake. As the Bears turn, as the Bears develop their quarterback. Oh man. Sure, I'm partial because Arlington would be a 25-minute train ride for me, for him. LOL. Well, yeah, I don't. 25-minute for you. Shit, I live in Orland. It'll take me over an hour to get there. Hour, fine. Plank's laughing at Shorty. But yeah, that's crazy. So listen, here's what I'm thinking. Let's see, what does it say here? Injury update week 6. This came off the wire. ChicagoBears.com. 3 players are out. Tyreek Stevenson doubtful. Injury update is according to Larry Mayer. Quan Brisker is out. Cornerback Tyreek Stevenson is listed as doubtful after being unable to practice Friday with a calf injury he sustained in Thursday's workout. It's just planned point and drive, said Coach Matty Reflux. He felt something in his calf. We took him out of practice. Rehabbing it. It's the last so many hours since it happened. We'll see where it goes. Elijah Hicks is expected to replace Brisker. Okay. Eric Washington said that he has a quote, a tremendous level of confidence, unquote, in Hicks. Adding, he's number one, he's familiar with what we're doing. He's an active learner, which means when he's backing up Brisker, he's preparing himself as if he was going to start. Okay. If Stevenson is unable to play, he would likely be replaced by Jalen Jones. Okay, so there we go. Left guard Tevinjenkins is questionable for Sunday's game with an ankle injury he sustained last week. He returned to practice on a limited basis Friday after sitting out Thursday. Tevin did a nice job, Eberflus said. Today was limited, but he looked good, and so we're hopeful there. We'll see where it goes for Sunday. And they're saying Jenkins, when he exited the Panther game, he was replaced by Bill Murray, who performed well in what was his Bears debut. Brisker, Zach Pickens groin and cornerback Terrell Smith. No, he's out. Did not even travel to London. Have been ruled out of the Sunday's game. So that's your injury report. Damn. Okay. Got to make shit happen. Brisker's out, Luis. Yeah. They could develop condos, more streams of income, or apartment. You know what? Put a hotel. Why don't you start a hotel? You build a hotel and that's yours. Come on, man. How many people are going to fly in and want to stay in the Bears hotel? Dude, are you kidding me? This is what I had. That's crazy. Shawn, you got 30-17. I got 38-17. I think the Bears put up a little more this week. Yeah, Mr. Shorty, Chicago Bears hotel would be iconic. Yes. Well, listen, guys, 2 hours has come and gone. I want to thank my guest, Fred Pfeiffer, for the Big Red Bus, talking Bulls basketball. And I want to thank you guys in the chat. You guys are keeping it alive. Shorty, 34-14, Mr. Shorty. Ant Mouse, 24-21. You think it's that close, huh? Okay. Guys, it's going to be a nice day. So any of you guys want to meet me up at Output? Hey, meet me up there. I'll be there 8 o'clock on Sunday in my pajamas. I got pajama bottoms. I got to need a top. Maybe I'll just go on a wife beater. Who knows? But anyway, guys, if you want to meet me up there, I'll see you up there. I'll be at the end of the bar with those knuckleheads that probably acting loud, acting crazy. All right. So for everyone here, Sports Zone Chicago, all right, Elliot Baez, Clarence Council, my girl Maya. I'm your boy, the Superback Shawn Sierra. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the beautiful weather. All right. Get someplace. Hopefully, spend with your loved ones watching the game. Either spend the night there or head over there in the morning, make some breakfast at the house while you watch the game, or hit an establishment. All right. Hit an establishment. All right. But for everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, guys, have a great day, great weekend. Bear the freak down. Your boy, the Super. This will be repeated tonight at 6 o'clock. And don't forget at 12:15, Sid and Lakina with Second City Sports is going to take you on another 2-hour tour of some more Chicago sports talk. All right, guys, have a phenomenal weekend. I'm looking forward to it myself. But it's time for me to go pick up the warden. I'm out.